capture. There we go. I forgot to add short stream to the title again, too. Jeez, man. Oh, it's a reply, okay. What the... There we go. There was a delay. Alright then. Doing some dailies on Wuwa. Some dailies. You know? Is there a new event? Oh, there is. I forgot about this. I'll do this afterwards. I'll farm the tacit field. Where is it? I forgot that your, like, this fills up a lot faster than it does in Honkai Star Rail. I completely forgot about that. How are you? I'm good, Cherry. Thank you. How are you, Cherry? Hello, Abby. Hello, Valk. That Anoxa leak has kind of shaken things up a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I need to learn how to do rotations with Marina better. I thought I dodged. I finally catch a stream early. Nice, Splad. How? How what? Nice. I mean, I don't even think I'm going to use that. What set is Brant going to use? Does anyone know that? Thoughts on Triby's animations? It's whatever. They look cool. That's about it. I don't have any thoughts on them. I'm not really focused on Tribby because I don't think I'm going to pull her at all. I'm still annoyed that they're like actually, now that I think of it, today we should get My Day gameplay leaks, or at least like a leak of his gameplay a little bit. Because they went from Castris to Tribby. I feel like the next one would be My Day. So we might get a My Day gameplay leak today. Or not even leak, but, like, you know, Hoyo. Like, Hoyo will probably put out something for My Day. Are you pulling a Noxa? I'm not sure yet, but probably, unfortunately. I know that I was like, I jokingly said in my community post, oh, I'm saved, like my pulling plan is saved. But it actually fucks me over even more. Because I now have to pull for another extra character. So in 3.2, I'd have to pull Casterus, Anoxa, and Sunday at the exact same time. Which gets in the way of me getting an E0 S1 Sunday. So I'm genuinely thinking at this point that I might have to skip My Day. It's a genuine thought I have in my head right now. I might just have no choice because it's just too expensive to go for both. I'm pretty sure it's a dude, Abby. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Adrena. Yeah, but by the time they rerun Blad, they're not gonna be as good, which is the issue, right? Like look at Acheron. When Acheron reran in 2.6, there was like three better DPSs. The same when Firefly reran in 2.7. Like by the time they rerun, there's just so many better options, and there's not really a reason to go for them. Currently, I'm more interested in Castris than I am My Day because of the dragon. So if I had to like skip one, it would unfortunately have to be My Day. I'm also sure Castris team would get a lot more future support than My Day would. So it's also just a better idea overall, anyways. Which Anoxa leaks? We got new leaks saying that Anoxa is an imaginary erudition instead of ice nihility. Meaning Anoxa would have some synergy with My Day, and obviously he would have really good synergy with the Herda. So I was predicting this entire time that the Herda would end up getting a new best in slot erudition unit, but it ended up coming earlier than expected. So yeah, there's a decent chance that Anoxa will be Herda's new best in slot erudition. Not right now, Flogun. Sorry. This is gonna be a lot of a shorter stream. I don't plan on making this a long stream at all. I always forget to update my stream title every single time. So I'll try in the future to remember to update it before I go live. You sound sick. Please take care. For the most part, it's just like a bit of a raspy throat from streaming and making so many videos every day. However, yeah, I am feeling just slightly not the best because I slept with my window open and it's currently winter here in Canada. So it's pretty cold, right? So yeah, I do have a bit of a stuffy nose. I can feel it whenever I talk for too long. Oh, there isn't a Shorekeeper rerun, really, Blad. Well, I guess that makes sense. They'd probably want to sell brands as much as possible. Hope you get well soon. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've had a lot of imaginary dudes like at this point. Like 2.7 is Sunday, 3.1 is My Day, and 3.2 is Anoxa. Like nearly four patches in a row. I would not pull for Zhao Q to make your Acheron team stronger in 3.x. I mean, you could. It would probably still last a little while, like longer, but I think it would be better to just go into a 3.x comp. I was mentioning it yesterday, but like vertical investment isn't like the end all be all that a lot of people say it is. It's actually a lot better to do horizontal instead. I got sick of the Zhang Liao event in like 1.1 or 1.2, Noisy Boy. And back then, I was playing like three gachas every day. I was making 2 or 3 videos every day, and I got like burnt out, and I just took a long break. Oh, really? Caster is his voice actor is Chang Lee's? That's cool. But yeah, the Herdas team is looking a lot more expensive now. So you need to go for the Herda in 3.0. Then you need to go for Trippy in 3.1. Then Anoxa in 3.2. And then Hyacine in 3.3. So you have to pull a limited at least once for 4 patches in a row. It's probably doable if you skip like a patch or two, if I had to guess, and you're like a light spender. But if you don't skip and if you haven't skipped any patches prior, I think you're actually like kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. You'd have to win like 4 50-50s in a row, or at least 3, right? Assuming you get like at least one pull early, you need to win at least 3 50-50s in a row to get her entire team. So good luck for anyone going for the Herda on that. I would have gone for the Herda, possibly over my day because of the issue I'm facing currently, where Sunday wants to be on both teams. Not currently, Flogo, not right now. But my day or Sunday wants to be on both HP Scalers teams. So I could have replaced my day with the Herda, but then I found out that all her best in slots are coming patch after patch after patch. And I probably wouldn't be able to get E0S1 Sunday plus casters if I went for the Herdas team right now. I'm pretty sure Phaedon was said for 3.4 by like every leaker, Bruno. I could be wrong. Maybe there's like a newer leak about the banner releases or the banner roadmap. But I heard Phaedon was like 2.4 and then Hyacine and Cypher was 2.3 or 3.3. Yeah. It's unfortunate. I was really thinking about it like, oh, maybe I just don't go for my day. I go for like the second best option. I go for the Herda, but like the Herda is seeming like more expensive and putting me in more of an issue than if I were to go for my day. A lot of people are saying to like use Bronya or something like that, but like I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna look for my day right now, so I'll just wait until the gameplay leaks, so I can see who I can replace Sunday with maybe. Like that's all that matters. So long as he can still perform at least similarly to having like a Sunday on his team, then it would be like significantly better for me if I could just use like Bronya or like someone else. Not Sparkle would probably be the worst case scenario because of the fact that a lot of her passives are attack based. I don't think you need Castrous Eidolons though, but yeah, if you were planning to get them, it's looking harder. Yeah, Bronya is a little cope. The buff lasts way less. She just overall has worse buffs. And on top of that, she is a lot less skill point friendly than Sunday is. So I could run into issues if my day does want double sustain like I think he does. Because you're probably going to have to heal him pretty consistently. I think the Herda will last the entirety of 3.x pretty easily though. Because of her getting so many best in slots patch after patch. But it is a bit overwhelming, I'm not going to lie. Like Acheron, sure, Aventurine was like the second half, but like after that, she didn't really get an upgrade until Jiao Q, which was like 3 patches later in 2.4. Like that's a lot more doable. I just released running ER plus fusion damage with 250%. It's better than double ER with 280 with Brighton signature. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. No, I don't think Tribby will be a must pull outside of Herta's team. I don't think she'll be at all. Good day to you. Yeah. I've said it before, but like Tribby seems to be more of like a gimmick character unless you go for Eidolons and Lycone, which I think will increase her damage more and make her like more prevalent on your team. However, until then, like at E0 S0, it just seems to be like a gimmick for the Herta and Fei Xiao. Yeah, the Herta's an Emanator. Yeah, currently all we know about Tribby's kit, the only buff she gives to the team is Respen. So like at that point, like in terms of buffs alone, she probably gets outdone by Ruan Mei. So literally the only thing that could save her is her attack and the gimmick, and that's it. Because I think Ruan Mei gives like at least 20% damage or res pen, but then she also gives like a shit ton of other damage bonus buffs, which the HP scalers can use. So I'm sure they'll probably tweak it though. Oh yeah, you could just wait until before Lig Cha's banner goes. But she is the first half, so there won't be that much information on Hyacine probably. Even like right before she's about to disappear. It's mostly just gonna be a bet. But either way, Ling Xiao will continue to be the second best sustain in the game. I've seen like I've been like going through some videos and like people's thoughts on like the 3.0 polling banners, and I think too many people are just stuck on Robin. Like I understand that a lot of these content creators like they might not be aware of the leaks and shit, but too many people are like recommending everyone to pull for Robin, when not a single one of these upcoming 3.x DPSs wants Robin. It's like, eh. Robin's fine for the Herda team though, I guess, but you'll instantly replace Robin with fucking Tribby for the Herda team anyways. Oh really, Flogon? Aglaya's best in slot is Robin too. I don't know. I don't think her best in slot is Robin. Her best in slot is Sunday. Sunday and Remembrance MC are more important on an Aglaya team than Robin is. Since Aglaya is like the sole DPS of her team, Robin's team wide attack buff doesn't really matter. 2 weeks, we can get 4,500 asterite from the endgame for 1 patch. Oh, really, Flogon? That's nice. I should be able to get Brant without much issues then. You skipping my day? I don't know. It's just looking a little too costly for me right now. And knowing my luck with losing 50/50s, like to get the two teams I wanted originally, right? Casters and My Day, I'd have to get I'd have to get My Day, and then in 2.2 or 3.2, I'd have to get both Sunday or I'd have to get Sunday, I'd have to get Casterus, and I'd have to get Anoxa. And then right after that, I'd also have to get Hyacine. And then after that, I'd have to go. Oh no, I don't have to, right? This one isn't. I have to, right? But Phenon was in my original polling plan. So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place currently. I think I'm just gonna have to skip my day because currently I do care about Casterus more than I care about my day. Sadly, it's just too expensive. There's not even an alternative. I think the 3.0 story will probably be decent, but old gacha games have yap at the end of the day. I mean, Hyacine will be the only 3.x sustain for the entirety of 3.x. So we're only getting one sustain in the entirety of 3.x, meaning the moment she releases, she's the number one most valuable sustain in the game. So that's why. So like if you're running an HP scaling team, most likely Hoyo's gonna put something in Hyacine's kit that benefits those HP scaling teams. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a 99% chance that that's the case. That's why Hyacine's like a really important pull. Because we aren't getting any preservation units, and we're only getting one abundance in the entirety of 3.x. Meaning Ling Sha will be the second best sustain in the game after Hyacine's release, which is why I still recommended her hard, because you can just use her on a second team anyways. But yeah. Sunday's in everyone's team, Bruno. Sunday wants to be on the Herda's team. He wants to be on Aglaya's. He wants to be on My Days. He wants to be on Castorus's. Even according to the leakers like a week or two ago, they were speculating that Sunday would also be a best in slot for Phenon. This is why I was going so hard for Sunday. And I was telling people over and over again, like, if you're going to skip Ling Shaw, right? If at the end of the day you're not going to listen to me and you're going to skip Ling Shaw, invest in Sunday instead of investing in Robin. Because every single upcoming DPS in 3.x wants Sunday more than they want Robin. Like, it'd just be a much better value. Oh, really, Flogon? Nice. No, bullets. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to run My Day with double sustain. That's why. Like, I've already mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure My Day's most optimal team is a Luocha Lingsha combo. So that original league team of Casters and My Day with two sustains, I'm pretty sure that existed for My Day and not for Casters. Because there was a leaker that said that Luocha wouldn't be enough to like solo heal My Day like optimally at all, implying that you need two healers, and the two healers would just be Lingsha and Luocha. Because Luocha is imaginary, giving My Day a incoming healing bonus. And Sundays as well imaginary, adding on to his technique as well. That's why I put such a like big preface on pulling Ling Sha. It's like if you get both of the HP scalers or even just one, but specifically My Day's probably gonna want two sustains. But you go for Castris, you're also gonna need like a best in slot sustain in there. And either way, your second team is probably gonna use Ling Sha anyways, because she's that universal. It's like Ling Sha's value is 100% like guaranteed throughout the entirety of 3.x basically. Like there might be one or two characters who will end up wanting energy more, but Ling Sha is just overall better than Wo Ho because she's way like less SP negative. Like Wo Ho wants to spam her skill every fucking time she takes a turn. Don't take leakers' words as gospel. Wait for actual gameplay leaks. I mean, we're literally only a few days from it. And, like, there hasn't been a single time in the entirety of this game where leakers have literally just straight up said that one sustain isn't enough. Like, there's not a single leak has ever mentioned, like, not even for Casterus, that you need more than one sustain to optimally sustain the character. Like, there's a 99% chance it ends up being an actual truth. Like, you have to remember, this guy, My Day, goes up to 25k HP on average, according to a lot of the leakers, at, like, average investment, basically. And he consumes a shit ton of his HP on top of that. So he's probably going to be consuming, like, in the high thousands every time he takes a turn. And the only way you'd be able to sustain that consistently is with 2 sustains, which makes complete sense if you just think about it. I'm pretty sure the reason why Anoxa was made imaginary as well was literally just for My Day synergy if you can't use Sunday. But I don't know how much better of a replacement Anoxa would be for My Day over Sunday. Because Anoxa, like, he does apply damage. Like, people are saying he's a sub DPS. He will apply weakness, which will lower res for a lot of mobs for My Day as well. But I don't know. Yeah, especially if you get, like, E1 Sunday. E1 Sunday gets his blood pool, like, significantly faster the more he's healed. So then you'd 100% run double sustain with the E1. I mean, him being erudition doesn't really mean anything, Bruno. Like, Paz means so much less in this game at this point. Like, Lingshaw's a sustain who can add a dot or, like, a debuff. And because of that, she's usable in Acheron teams. Like, it's really not at all, like, oh, erudition, there's no way. Like, oh, the past leaks must have been wrong about his kit. But I wouldn't be surprised if his kit is completely accurate. Like, there's actually a good chance it's, like, completely accurate and fine. Like, there are characters outside of Nihility ones that can apply debuffs. I don't think Anoxa has res pen in his kit at all. But we don't even know his full kit, though. That's the issue. We just know a baseline of his kit and, like, what he does in general, but we don't know any specifics. But he even though he doesn't have res pen, they did say he'd apply a debuff called Migo, and this Migo would increase incoming damage to enemies, scaling off of Anoxa's attack, which could end up being really, really good. Like, nobody knows. Yeah, you could run mono imaginary. Like, My Day, Luocha, Sunday, and then maybe the new 4-star if he ends up being imaginary. That's probably, like, mono imaginary team. Hello? Hello, Vix. Yeah, paths are just Lycone restrictions. They can literally just put anything on a fucking Lycone. Contrary to a lot of people, I'm actually glad Anoxa, like, got changed to imaginary. Because anyone going for both My Day and Casterus would have just been fucked. Like, you would have just been fucked, basically. However, Anoxa being imaginary means you can now add him as, like, instead of a support, he's, like, kind of someone who increases damage to enemies, adds weakness implant, like, and he does his own, like, good amount of damage. Like, now you not only make him erudition for the Herda synergy, but you also make him imaginary for what's it called, My Day synergy. Like there just isn't enough characters in the game currently to really run like a My Day team that optimally with like having Sunday on another team. Like Sunday is just too needed. He's too necessary for a lot of these 3.x comps. I like Castor's a lot more, Abby. I mean, you'd have the thing is GX. Like you can skip Ling shot, right? You can, I guess, like you'd have to go for a DPS now though. Like if you don't go for a DPS in 3.0 because those DPSs don't exactly need Ling shot at all, you're gonna be stuck with HP scalers in 3.1 and 3.2. And then 3.3, I don't think there's gonna be a DPS, and you're gonna have to wait until 3.4 for Phanon. So you either have to instantly pull a DPS if you're gonna skip Ling Sha, or wait 4 patches before you pull a DPS who doesn't need Ling Sha. And that's like 6 months. Like four patches is 6 months long. That's half a year. Oh yeah, you don't need Topaz for Fei Xiao at all. I've been running my Fei Xiao team for the longest with March 7th. Nice, Flogon. I look forward to it. Need Link Shot might be a bit of a stretch. I mean, if the leakers aren't lying, like you're gonna need double sustain for My Day. And not including My Day, you're gonna at least need an abundance good enough to sustain Casters. Because Casters apparently drains all team HP and not just her own. However, Luocha doesn't do anything but heal. So I'm pretty sure Ling Sha would benefit like Casters more than Luocha. Like Casters doesn't sound as HP hungry as Luocha. However, she sounds like more mechanic based kinda. I wonder if Castris is gonna be an energy ult or a special mechanic. Maybe Huohuo, but Huohuo would be so skill point negative. Oh my goodness. Wait, no, can't Huohuo only heal 3 people with a skill? I think Ling Sha can heal everyone. I think Ling Sha would be better than Huohuo. Yeah, but no one should pull for a Luocha rerun. Like, no one should be pulling for a Luocha rerun at all. Like, he is on, like, the bottom of the barrel of abundances. Like, he's gonna be cool for one character, and that's it. Yeah, I know, Ryan, but the issue is Huohuo is gonna need to heal everyone, including herself. Because Castris is a team-wide HP drain. I doubt it'll be similar to Jingliu. Jingliu isn't really like an HP scaling DPS. While Castris is like a new HP scaling DPS. The HP drain will probably be significantly more significant. Like, guys, let's all be honest. High likelihood a HP main DPS is completely different to 1.x Jingliu. Like, there's a high chance she does a lot more drain. Why Luocha bad? Is he not the worst limited abundance in the game? Like, he's just the worst abundance in the game, the limited one. Like, Huohuo's better and Ling Shaw's better. Like, all Luocha can do is heal. That's all he can do, bro. At least Huohuo can give, like, energy and attack buff, which is good for, like, getting ults off. And then Ling Sha is a lot more skill point neutral than Huohuo is. And for certain teams, her niche is better. Ling Cha outside of break can only heal too? No. No. That's just not true. Her Fu Yuan doing follow-ups is perfect for the follow-up team. And she can apply a debuff on her ult, which makes her work with the Acheron team. Like, she works in 3 different niches. And overall is just the best sustain possible. Once again, I feel like way too many people just think of MOC and nothing else. There is not a better sustain in the game for APOC Shadow. And there is not a better sustain in the game for Pure Fiction. Like, it's not even close in those 2 modes. People just think of MOC only every time I talk about Ling Sha. Especially with Anoxa's release, Anoxa being able to implant weakness. Like, her going against non-fire enemies wouldn't even matter as much with Anoxa on her team. Like, my Ling Sha carried my Acheron to his 2 cycle on that bandemic boss in APOC. Or, like, not a 2 cycle, but my Acheron without a Zhao Q cleared close to my Fei Xiao in her optimal team. All because of Ling Sha breaking those bandemic bosses incredibly fucking fast. Like, there's no one else that can do anything similar. Yeah, I agree that a lot of people will say MOC because that's what they struggle the most with. But, like, the next Pure Fiction is getting a massive nerf, right? Like, you saw all those videos of, like, Fugue and, what's it called, Himiko getting infinite follow-ups off. That's not going to be possible in the next Pure Fiction. Because the current grip mechanic that gives 120% damage bonus is going to be nerfed to 50%. And I'm pretty sure it's also going to last not as long in the next Pure Fiction. So the next Pure Fiction will be significantly more difficult than the current one. And APOC Shadow, if I remember correctly, the next APOC Shadow, we have a True Sting, and that True Sting has like 3 different toughness bars. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, APOC Shadow and Pure Fiction are going in a direction where they're going to become just as difficult as MOC probably. So only thinking of MOC in mind is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the reason why I glaze the Herda a lot, is because her overall value in all 3 endgame modes is like better than anyone else in the game. Yeah, you can also run her as a DPS. There are people who run um what's it called? Ling Sha and Pure Fiction to hit max score without another DPS on the team. I don't think the Herda is bait considering she's getting a new best in slot support patch after patch. It's just gonna be expensive. MOC is the most annoying mode now? I mean, yeah. I mean, you say it isn't a necessity, Draco, but it is getting significantly harder to sustain characters in endgame. Like, I don't think anyone can act like if you run a Gallagher in current endgame, he's a lot less skill point positive than he used to be. Like, mobs are straight up just doing way more damage than they used to. Like, I've seen a few people, like, semi struggle using a Gallagher these days. It's not even a thing, like, not to mention every single upcoming DPS wants an abundance and not a preservation. Like, most people, sure, you have two sustains, but do you have two abundances? Probably not. Probably not. Like, I am in the like top 1% of the game that has four different limited sustains, two abundance, two preservation. So I don't feel the pressure at all. But like, if you pull for even one upcoming HP scaling DPS, you automatically need like a top abundance to be able to sustain them. Unless you want to wait for Phanon. But who's to say that Phanon doesn't also want an abundance? Like, you just never know. Also, sustains last you significantly longer than DPSs, especially with 3.x only getting one sustain. So Link Shot will be the second best sustain in the game for the entirety of 3.x, which is over a year. Like, you can't even say sustains are bad value, really. The only other path of character that even like is similar is harmonies. It's harmonies and sustains that are the best. Like, I almost never use Wuwa and fucking what's it called, Fushuan, because Aventurine and Lingshar are that much better. Unless I'm doing like dot premium for fun. I literally ran Gallagher. I was chilling. Yeah, but you have to use a skill point these days way more than you used to. Like, these days, there's a lot more skill point positive characters that can allow Gallagher to spam his skill. Yeah, Linkshaw's E1 is 100% like a crazy buff. You add 20% defense down to all broken enemies, and you just break the toughness bar faster. Anyone with an E1 Linkshaw is 100%. Like, that's the best option possible. There isn't a better E1 for sustain in the game. I'm going to be completely honest. Huo will probably be completely replaced by Hyacine when she releases. Like, outside of just like sustainability, like there's a high chance Hyacine will just be better than Huo. Like, at least Lingsha will still be good in a lot of her niches, but Huo is a lot more of a general character. And especially if these HP scalers are energy hungry, they'll make Hyacine give energy. Bromar, there's a really high chance that Hyacine gives energy. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's a high chance. If these HP scalers run off of energy for their ult, 100% Hyacine is going to have something for energy. There isn't any other way. Yeah, that's too sugar. I don't think a 4-star abundance is going to give energy. This is just hypotheticals, though. I mean, it's just like, okay, like, I think any of us can exactly read what Hoyo does. If these HP scalers need energy for their ults and Huohuo isn't really enough, then they're going to release the new and only 3.x abundance to have energy. It's like it's just obvious. Like Aglaya needed energy, Sunday gave energy on ult. Like they'll always do this. They'll always do this. If she is going to be a 3.x abundance who's best in slot with all the HP scalers, and the HP scalers are struggling with energy, then the most obvious thing that'll be in her kit is energy. Like it could be another similar thing to like the Herda currently. Like the Herda gets more energy depending on how many mobs on field are hit. So running Ling Sha on the Herda's team regenerates her energy incredibly quick. So if these new what's it called? If these new DPSs are the exact same, like the HP scalers need energy, they're just gonna add something in Hyacine's kit to make getting energy easier. I mean, technically for my day, you can maybe run... Actually, no, you don't use Huohuo for my day at all. Never mind. What does Tribi do? Res Pen on skill. She gives herself defense, shred, and damage bonus. And she has a gimmick where every time an ally uses an ult, she'll do a follow-up. That's basically it. Yeah, like if like all these 3.x DPSs have significantly more expensive energy costs for their ult, but they also get like a lot more out of their ult. You know what I'm saying? So it's like high risk, high reward. So I wouldn't be surprised if the HP scalers also need energy. Like there hasn't been any leaks about my day or casters having ult gimmicks at all. I mean Ryan, like I say this so many times, but people like cannot imagine a certain character getting their kit power crept until it happens. Like it happens every single time, man. Like I think too many people think that Hoyo is like a nice company that'll keep making Woho useful for like a bunch of teams. But I think it like if we learned anything at all from Sunday's release, they will easily just add a new and better of the same path to be more accustomed to the new DPSs. And plus, they will make Hyacine sell way more if she is energy based. Because all of these 3.x's being energy based with their ults, like Hyacine would sell way fucking more. And that would make them way more money. Like, I don't think they'd exactly skip out on that at all. Like, they always do this. Like, Sparkle was basically, like, only for Hypercarry, but more specifically, she was for Dill and the... Um, she was more specifically for Dill and his SP hungriness. Like, they always add a support after, like, a DPS's release that is more accustomed to their kit. Oh, no, Huohuo lasted a long time, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, thinking that Hyacine isn't going to have energy in her kit when the entirety, like, the entire main focus of these 3.x DPSs is their high energy cost ults, is like, well, how would they sell Hyacine then? Like, Hyacine would have to add, like, damage vulnerability or add, like, some type of debuff to be considered better than Huohuo for these 3.x DPSs, especially the HP scalers. Because Hyacine is releasing after the HP scalers. What meaning she's probably going to be more targeted towards them. They also did the same with Aventurine after Acheron's release. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like this is like an imaginary pattern I'm making up. Like, they do this every time. Oh, yeah. Like that's why I put like such a preface on Ling Sha. Like if you go double HP scalar team, you're gonna need at least like 3 sustains probably. And that's abundances, not preservation. That's abundances. If you only plan to go for one, I think My Day will probably need two. Casters will only need one. So if you don't plan to go for My Day, you could skip Ling Sha, but you'd probably have to play your casters like a bit unoptimally if I had to guess for one patch until Hyacine releases. But I think most people would be fine with that. I mean, Bromar, it 100% is worth the pull difference. It actually is. She's the only sustain in the entirety of the 3.x. So she'll be the number one sustain in the game for like nearly a year until the next sustain in 4.x. She 100% is worth the pulls if she's good enough. Like, too many people say this, man. Like, if the only reason for pulling sustains was healing, like, I'd be recommending Luocha. A big appeal of the new sustains has nothing to do with their healing ability. It has to do what they do outside of their healing ability. That makes them a must-pull sustain. Like, once again, you can put Ling Sha with almost any DPS in both Pure Fiction and APOC, and you'll clear that shit a million times easier just because you have her. Just because you have her on the team. Like, Ling Sha, especially for her niche, which is the break team, she does more than, like, what a support ever could. The damage she outputs and the break damage increase she gives on ult is just, like, you just can't argue with it. It's too broken. So if Ling Sha's that broken in her niche, how strong is Hyacine going to be in her niche with the HP scalars? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that then again, Draco, this is like okay. So we're only using this argument for sustains basically. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I could say, "Oh, Robin's on the banner, fuck Robin," right? "Oh, Sunday's a best in slot with this team, fuck Sunday, I'll just use the second best option." The point is your team is going to be significantly worse if their best in slot is Hyacine, right? The exact same applies to supports. But nobody says the same for harmonies or supports. Because people just hate sustains more than they hate harmonies and supports. I don't think there are any must pulls in this game. I already made a video on it. But a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Robin's an absolute must pull" for a lot of comps where she'll be like marginally better than like a Sparkle or a Sunday or something like that. Like it won't be a massive difference at all, right? It would be like the difference between Ho and Hyacine maybe. But actually Hyacine is probably going to be a way bigger difference, but you get my point, right? Like people are like, "Oh, it's just a marginal upgrade. I don't have to go for it." And then later down the line when the end game actually requires you to have the optimal team to really like clear the end game comfortably, like it's a completely different story. Like a lot of people were shitting on Ling Sha for the break team, saying shit like, "Oh, I don't have to pull Ling Sha. My Gallagher sustains just fine, and my break team is doing enough damage." And after that, people were complaining about not pulling for Ling Sha because Ling Sha made such a big difference in damage in the break team. Like too many people just don't exactly think about the future when considering pulling for a sustain. Like that 10% better than Gallagher thing was just so fucking it was so wrong. It was so wrong. Flogan, I'm not accepting invites right now. No, I think it's fine to skip Ling Sha. But if you're going for any of the current HP scalers, I think it's likely at least one of them will use Ling Sha. until Hyacine releases. And even if Hyacine becomes a best in slot, once again, Link Shot will be the second best sustain in the entirety of the game for the entirety of 3.x at minimum, right? Because we don't know when a 4.x sustain is going to come out. So Link Shot will have the second best value as a sustain in the entirety of the game. So it's just not a bad pull. Like, these DPSs will instantly be power crept patch after patch by the new one. Like, it'd make way more sense to go for a sustain that'll last you, like, a year than a DPS that'll last you, like, half a year. You know what I'm saying? I know it's boring, and a lot of people would rather go for a DPS, but, like, it's just the truth. Yeah, Draco. I've seen so many people arguing Aventurine because Aventurine can like debuff more and like his ult gives like a crit damage buff, I'm pretty sure, like on one enemy. Like there's so many people who still think Aventurine is better, but like specifically at E0 at 0 at least. I mean, even then, if we go to E1, I think Linkshaw is better with her Eidolons. But at E0 at 0, like Linkshaw is like the only sustain who literally fits in every team in the game because of her being a break sustain. Like, there's a lot of sustains in this game that just don't fit in break at all, other than Gallagher. But, like, for a limited sustain, she's the only one that fits in every single team. That's understandable, Andrina. Yeah, I'm also currently thinking of skipping My Day at this point. It's just too expensive to go for both My Day and Casters. So I don't know. I'd have to make I'd have to make either my Akron or my Facial team last longer. Oh, really, Bruno? Yeah, that's that too. Yeah, like it sucks, man. It fucking sucks, right? I had people in my comments yesterday after I made my video about my polling plan. Like there was someone genuinely who said, "Oh, what's it called? This is what Pokey meant by greedy and stupid." Like what? Like I'm literally making a video explaining that I might have to skip Sunday because every single one of his supports also has synergy with Castris. And these people are calling me greedy and stupid for thinking ahead. Like, what? I don't understand it, man. Like, there were a lot of people joking, but there was someone like that dead ass took that serious. Yeah, my day was like the coolest guy. Robin won't work with Castris. There's like a 90% chance she won't. Okay, so I think I should probably make a video on this at this point at some point. But the HP scalers, as far as we know, benefit nearly nothing from attack. Like, attack buffs don't really do shit at all for any HP scaling DPSs. That's why I keep saying that Robin is probably not going to be a best in slot for a DPS in a while. What the HP scalers want are crit, damage bonus, res pen, that type of shit, defense shred. You know what I'm saying? Attack barely does shit, and Robin's main buffs are almost all completely attack. The only thing that Robin has to offer if you put her on an HP scaler's team is the action advance. That's literally it. Like, you're barely going to be doing that much more damage with a Robin on your team. That's why I'm saying, like, Sunday is, like, he has significantly higher value than Robin with these 3.x DPSs currently. Like, these HP scaling DPSs in particular can barely take advantage of Robin at all. That's why like Sparkle and Branya are like Walmart alternatives to Sunday because some of their passives and things in their kit have like attack. And like attack that doesn't do much shit. But Sunday, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have any attack. Like all his kit is damage bonus, summon buffs, like other shit, right? That's why Sunday's like the best in slot option. Robin gives damage bonus and crit damage too. Yeah, but it's just like negligible to her attack buffs. Like it's not much compared to her attack buffs. Like you'd rather just run a Branya or a Sparkle instead of a Robin. Especially since I think both Maide and Casters are going to be like sole DPSs. Like they're going to be hyper carries. I ain't missing no limited harmony. Are you going for Tribby? Or are you talking about Robin? Uh, I don't think you. I don't think you need Ruan Mei GX for either of those teams. The Herda can use Sunday Remembrance MC or Robin, and Castros can use Sunday and Remembrance MC. So you probably just use Robin on your the Herda team if that's like that'd probably be better than using Ruan Mei. And then you use Sunday and Remembrance MC for your Casters team. Or actually, Tribby's in 3.1, so you don't even need a pull for Robin. Never mind. If you wanted the Herda team and Casters team, you don't need a pull for Robin at all. You just get Tribby in 3.1 and put her as the Harmony for your Herda team. No, that's what I was saying, Tippy. Like, but what people didn't understand, right? They were like, "Oh, what if like the later 3.x DPSs want Robin?" But like Phenon, I think at the earliest is releasing in like 3.4. So that's 4 patches after 3.0, which is when Robin's rerunning. So if she truly was like a best in slot with Phenon, she'll just end up getting a rerun. Like it's really that simple. So that's why I'm saying like currently, right now, in this rerun, with all the leaks we have with the next 3 DPSs, it doesn't seem like any of them have Robin as a best in slot, and the HP scalers don't even have her as like a second or third option. So just like wait for the next rerun when she might actually be good with the upcoming comps instead. Like people misunderstood it as me saying Robin is going to be shit forever. Like no. It's just that as far as we know, Sunday is just a way better investment than Robin is. Like supports can always just come back the second a future DPS can take better advantage of them. Yeah, that's another thing as well, Sugar. Like too many people have put too much faith in Hoyo because Robin has been at the top of like Harmony since follow up released. But like people need to understand that meta's changed. Like Robin is just not like this omnipotent Harmony. This is literally exactly how people treated Ruan Mei back then. Because Ruan Mei was like at the top, the absolute peak of Harmonies. Like they could never imagine Ruan Mei being replaced. And then literally like a few patches later, we get Sparkle, then we get Robin, and then in 2.7 we got Sunday. Ruan Mei is replaced in like most teams these days. Like it's really just not that all surprising. Maybe if she has a low energy cost GX. Yeah, I agree, Draco. It is a little weird that they decided to like give Robin that slight buff for 3.x DPSs, but I do think the reason they did it is because according to people, the only harmony we're getting in 3.x is Tribby, right? And Sunday is best in slot in everyone's fucking team. So they probably did it so that if you're like really desperate for like a second comp, like you just use Robin, right? I think that's the reason why. Like I'm sure eventually we might get someone who can benefit from Robin's attack buffs. But yeah, if the leakers are right, Tribby will be the only harmony we get in 3.x, which wouldn't be good because Tribby doesn't do shit for remembrance DPSs as far as we know. Yeah, Andrina. Pretty sure. I don't think Tribby's gonna buff HP. It is a possibility, but I think all they need to do to make Tribby as good as she was looking in her original leaks is make the damage bonus in defense shred that she only applies to herself apply to other people as well. Like 30% res pen is good, don't get me wrong, but like that's it. Like you don't have a single other buff for the team but 30% res pen. Like at that point just use Ruan Mei. Like hello? like like hello? Yeah, maybe. Yes, she action advances summons and Drina. Or at least memo sprites. I don't know if it works with Lightning Lord, but I'm pretty sure yeah, Robin and action advances memo sprites. I mean it is weird fully, but like I just think of Tribby as similar to Jiaoqiu, I'm not gonna lie. Or like Sparkle. Like maybe they'll look strong now, but for the most part they just have a gimmick in their kit that is beneficial for like one or two DPSs. And then later on there will be a better version that releases. It is a bit early to be saying this, but like with current information, she's looking like another Sparkle situation. What do you mean how much AA? 100%, it's her ult. The ult is 100% action forward for Robin. The reason why My Day wants Sunday is because every single one of Sunday's buffs are like full crit and damage bonus. And he's imaginary. So My Day's technique gives him increased incoming healing bonus the more imaginary teammates he has on his team. And on top of that, his 100% action advance allows My Day to consume his HP faster, allowing him to accumulate his blood pool faster. So that's the current issue. Like Sunday is the best buffer possible. He's the best for action advance, and he's the element that's perfect for My Day. Like he fits every single fucking criteria for My Day support. So like I think I will say if you get E1 My Day, Sunday isn't as necessary anymore because he can now accumulate his blood pool by being healed with his E1. So, yeah, you can maybe like get rid of Sunday, maybe put in like a Ruan Mei or something like that, And yeah, you're missing out on the action advance, but you're now making up for it with the E1 by constantly healing him with like one or two sustains. But then that's just like E1 shilling. Like I don't want to pull for E1 my day. I don't have enough pulls. Oh yeah. But like I don't know how accurate it is because he is pretty far. But the leakers did say like there was just a small random leak in the Honkai Star Rail Reddit. I remember, like they said, Phenon's best in slot teammate would also be Sunday. I'm kind of pissed at this point. Like we deserve a new Harmony outside of Triby. I just don't care. Like we need a new Harmony badly. Like especially for these HP scalers, there isn't really like that good of a second option outside of Remembrance MC. But if you go for Castris, you're gonna be using Remembrance MC anyways. It's like, oh my goodness. Like Castris wants both Remembrance MC and Sunday on her team, which is just greedy. Like that's the greed they talk about in like the Bible and like in people's religions, you know what I'm saying? Like how can you be that fucking greedy? No, 100%. We're going into a hypercarry meta, and Sunday's the best hypercarry support. But like even outside of that, he's just better for every single Remembrance DPS as well. And we're going into a meta with Remembrance DPSs. There's no way I'm skipping casters for Phenon. That's not fucking happening. I'd skip Phenon for casters. Oh no, 100% Draco. I agree. I agree. But it is, if it is true, like, my goodness. Like, this is literally worse than the Robin situation, I'm going to be honest. Like, every single team is going to want Sunday in 3.x. I am kind of curious about Anoxa, though. I wonder how good Anoxa will be on release. Because he has a bit of, like, a weird niche kit. I'm not sure how many people will be able to take advantage of it. Thank you for confirming. You're welcome, Jay. Yeah, I think at this point, I'd have to skip my day, man. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna go another patch without pulling a character. Oh my god. Why couldn't Castris be in 3.1? Yeah, but I don't think no. I mean, yeah, but I don't think what's it called? Like I don't think he's gonna want to be on Acheron's team. Like he'd rather be on a better DPS's team. By the time he releases, there's gonna be like multiple teams that can probably take better advantage of him. Like the oh yeah, he's erudition. Yeah, he wouldn't even benefit Acheron that much. He'd probably benefit the Herda the most when he releases, because of him being erudition. Flogon, it is completely different for you. I'm gonna have to wait nearly 6 months before I pull a character, Flogon. You're waiting 2 months. That's a third of what I've done. I didn't pull anyone in 2.7. I'm skipping 3.0 and I'm skipping 3.1. So I can't get anyone until 3.2. That's 6 months without pulling a character. Yeah, there's a new leak, Kalen. Yeah. A reliable leaker, like more reliable than the other ones, said that he'd be an imaginary erudition instead of nihility. Dedication? Yeah, basically. I mean, at least this means I'll be able to go in harder for like a Phenon team. So if I skip 3.1, I'll be able to go in harder for a Phenon team. He's not Nihility? Yeah, not anymore. New leaks have said Anoxa is an imaginary erudition. It makes sense to add some synergy with My Day if you don't have Sunday. And it as well makes sense because I mentioned this like a million times in my Herda leak videos and like analyzing her, but she was 100% gonna get an erudition who was better than Jade. Like Jade isn't even all that much better than like Small Herda and Serval. Like it's not like a massive difference. So she was 100% going to get a new erudition that's best in slot for her, which will probably be a Noxa. Mr. Pokey would be proud of you, bro. I understand most people can't do this. For me, it's not as bad because I do play a lot into like meta and stuff. So a lot of the fun is doing like big damage numbers on my characters. So I'm okay with skipping a character I really want if it's for a better character. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of people don't have the patience to not pull for half a year. Like I'm just gonna be honest, a lot of people don't have the patience to not pull for a half a year on a character. Why is every dude imaginary? Like, what the fuck? Okay, this time it makes sense. This time it makes sense. My Day is very desperately in need of My Day or imaginary teammates. So I think they made him imaginary just for some synergy with My Day. No, I'm not free to play. I'm a low spender, Hamlet. I buy like the express pass and occasionally I'll buy the battle pass. Although now I'll probably 100% buy the next battle pass. I want to get as many pulls as possible for casters and Phenon. I am not a dolphin. I think dolphins are people who like spend high hundreds or low thousands. Do you pay for a Loot Night for Wuwa as well? Yeah, I do. When I came back to Wuwa, I paid for the Loot Night, and I've been doing dailies every single day since then. Not the Battle Pass though. I'm not buying the Battle Pass on Wuwa currently. Oh, really, Adrena? Oh. I guess we just have different definitions. I always thought that dolphin was like near the thousands. I've spent over 100 on Honkai Star probably at this point. But that's like over time with express passes and battle pass. I think I've bought two battle passes and I bought an express pass like 5 or 6 times. There's no way I'm going for S2 Brand though. Holy fuck. But yeah, that is really nice. Yeah, pulling for Lycones are costly. The only character I'm gonna bother trying to get a Lycone for in 3.x is Sunday right now. Cause Sunday literally like he becomes like he's already broken, right? At E0S0. But with the Lycone, he becomes next levels of broken. So even over Casterus and getting Casterus a Lycone, I'd prioritizing Sunday's Lycone. Because it's just that fucking good. That's like the only Lycone I'm gonna bother trying to go for. Damn, Ryan, that's lucky. I've had shitty Lycone luck. I always go to pity for the Lycones, and I've lost two 75/25s. My Acheron is cooked without Jiaoqiu. I mean, I already, I kind of mentioned this in my last video, but you can go for a Robin. You can go for a Jiaoqiu, right? Like, you can get these characters to make your old comp stronger, but like, these new DPS comps are so much cheaper to invest in, but as well, like, significantly stronger to the point where I wouldn't really recommend anyone to, like, waste like a pity or like their pulls on old characters being stronger. Like the Herda is like significantly stronger than Acheron, and especially if you go free to play team to free to play team. But even like optimal team to optimal team, like the Herda needs way less cost to perform better than an Acheron. And the Herda isn't even the strongest DPS in 3.x, like not even close. My Day will probably be stronger than the Herda, and then after My Day, Casters will be stronger than My Day. So there's like complete levels to this power creep. I wish Flogon. That would be the best case scenario. Getting E1 S1 Sunday for my casters would be the best case scenario. But I'd have to get like insanely lucky. Because that E1 would give Castris' Dragon a 40% defense shred. Yeah, sugar, like currently E0 S1 Herda is stronger than like an E6 Blade. And with if we don't include E6 supports, probably also stronger than an E6 still. Do you think Castris is gonna end up like Acheron and be better? Yeah, yeah, Jay, 100%. I've been telling people this over and over again. Yeah, like a lot of people call Herda Acheron because she's just another emanator that needs best in slot teammates to like really function optimally. Oh, technically that's not true, but she just needs people of a certain path to function more optimally, right? But if we're talking like Acheron effect, that's a different story. Acheron effect is gonna be casters, but like having similar like mechanics and restrictions, she is most similar to like Acheron. Most likely Bruno, yeah, that's what I'm predicting. Because they reran Robin within 3 patches for Fei Xiao, so they'd 100% rerun Sunday in 3 patches for casters. Like, it makes sense. Casters will also be power crept in 3 patches, yeah, but she'll last longer than any other character because she's the Acheron effect. Like, if you look at Acheron currently, Acheron continued to get future teammate support to keep up with the meta. Like, she released in 2.1. We're currently in 2.7. And Acheron is still one of the most, like, universal, like, DPSs for clearing old endgame. Like, it'll probably be the exact same situation for, Castris. I don't think you need E2 Sunday. Sunday's E2 is, like, mid. I'm not gonna, like, lie. Like Sunday's E2 is damn near useless. Just go for E1 only and go for Castris. Sunday's E2 just gives him more skill points, even though with the Lycone, he's already like hella skill point positive, even more so than Sparkle. Like there's almost no need for that E2 at all. Oh really, Flogon? Damn. I wish I could relate. Herta's fine at E0S1. It's just that her E2 is currently the most broken E2 in the game. Wouldn't it be better to go for the light cone instead, Andrina? E2 isn't better than the light cone at all. Yeah, like the E2 doesn't have that much value compared to the E1 or the light cone. No, Bruno, that's what I said. Like the Herda is similar to Akron and being an emanator and needing certain like teammate paths to play optimally. But in terms of like Acheron effect, where it's a DPS that is significantly stronger than every previous one and ends up lasting like a long time and gets like future support, like that applied to Castris more than it would apply to Herda. Because the Herda isn't like this big DPS drop. Even when the Herda drops, there's a lot of DPSs that are still better than her in some endgame modes. Like you that wasn't the case for Acheron when she released. Like Acheron was T0 and everything when she released. Who would you pair up the Herda with? Literally, like she's so versatile. So you can use 4 different sustains, 3 different eruditions, and 3 different supports. And with Anoxa's release, it'll be like 4 eruditions. So for supports, you can use Robin, Remembrance MC, or Sunday. For eruditions, you can use Small Herda, Serval, and Jade. And in 3.2, you'll probably be able to use Anoxa. That's probably going to be her best in slot. And, oh, right, Tribby in 3.1 as well. Tribby releases in 3.1, so that's another thing. And, what's it called? Sustains, you can use Ling Sha. You can use Ling Sha, Aventurine, and Huohuo. And then down the line, 3.3 with Hyacine, that's probably going to be another good sustain. So down the line, by 3.3, she'll have 4 different options for literally every role on her team. Yeah, Angel. Anoxa is apparently going to be imaginary erudition, so that's probably going to be the best in slot with the Herda. I have 104 pulls. Nice. I have like 82 or 83 on Honkai. She doesn't attack often enough fully. Like Herda can constantly spam her follow-up and like over and over again. And then so like you're not going to be triggering Himiko's follow-up with the breaks enough compared to Small Herda and Serval. So the reason you want like eruditions that attack more off like the most often as possible is because the more mobs on field you hit, the more you regenerate the Herda's energy. So the Small Herda does way more follow-ups than Himiko does. And Serval can spam her ult if you build her correctly, which as well allows for better energy regeneration for the Herda. Because that's literally all you want for the Herda. You want the ult. That's where her damage comes from. And the enhanced skill. So Himiko's like... Himiko can work, right? She can work. But she's like a significantly worse option than the rest of them. Because she attacks like the least frequently of them all. On top of that, I think Himiko's skill can only hit like 1 or 3 people. I'm pretty sure Herda's hits everyone. And Serval's the same. Serval's skill, I think, hits everyone on field. So yeah, that's why like Herda benefits the most from Serval and Small Herda. Albi, so what Tribby's gimmick is that whenever an ally uses an ult, Tribby will instantly do a follow-up. And I'm pretty sure that follow-up will like hit everyone on field. So literally every time you use an ult, Tribby will do a follow-up and regenerate energy for the Herda. So that's why everybody is saying Tribby is the best in slot harmony for the Herda. Because of that gimmick, she's gonna be the fastest energy regenerator for the Herda in the game. I'm not sure, Bruno, but even if Serval does, what makes Serval better is she can spam her skill almost every turn. Or her ultimate almost every turn. While Himiko can't get like enough energy usually. Yeah, as well as stack generation. That's another thing. So the more you attack, the more you generate energy for her, and the more you get her stacks up. Which allows her to do like her full ult damage better. Yeah. If you have the E1, all you need is 28 stacks on an enemy to take advantage of 42 stack damage. But without the E1, you need to hit that 42 stacks because I think you get like 50% more ice damage bonus if you hit 42 stacks on an enemy with the ult for Herda. So that's why everyone waits for 42 stacks on what's it called? The enemies. Nice, Draco. E1 S1 Herda looks tempting, yeah. Though I will say, E2 is just a way, like, that E2 is a big game changer. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but, like, an E2 S1 the Herda with, like, a free-to-play team can legit perform better than, like, an E2 S1 Acheron with, like, premium supports. Like, I'm talking Eidolons and Lycones on Jiaoqiu, Eidolons and Lycones on Robin. Like, 3 cost versus 10 cost, and the Herda clears more comfortably. Her E2 is like a really, really big addition. It'll be the best E2 for at least a little bit. Jiaoqiu Eidolons suck, by the way. I've heard like the opposite. Like, I've heard the complete opposite. Oh, really? Well, either way, it's still like 10 cost versus 3 cost. Like, she's getting outdone. Like, premium Acheron team versus free to play Herda team, both E2S1. 7 difference in cost. And she's getting outdone by the Herda at 7 cost less. No, Irokumata. No. Okay, so people said the exact same thing yesterday. The boss in the next MOC benefits the Herda and what's it called? Acheron the exact same. The only buff that benefits the Herda more is the 50% energy when a cycle ends. However, E2S1 the Herda with the free-to-play team 0 cycled anyways. That's the issue. So the endgame buff did nothing for the Herda at all because she 0 cycled it with a free-to-play team. Like, too many people keep saying this. They both have ice and lightning weakness, and they're both targeted towards AoE DPSs. Like, Acheron and the Herda both don't have any advantages over each other until the Herda takes like an extra cycle or something. Like they're the exact same like favored on that boss. It's the Legion boss in the next MOC. Yeah, but Draco, that's a case for the a lot of the upcoming bosses. And even then, it doesn't even matter because there's a zero cost of Herda, or a one cost of Herda doing that exact same boss. I mean, Sugar, even outside of the Legion boss, there's still multiple videos of like a lower cost Herda doing way better than a higher cost Acheron. Like, we'll see with the 3.1 Hule. I'm pretty sure we're getting a Hule boss in the 3.1 MOC, and then we'll finally be able to tell, I guess. Yeah, but it's. Brother. There's no point. There's just no point. Oh yeah, Draco. Yeah, I know. Like the Herda can do more than Acheron's ult damage on a skill, an enhanced skill. It doesn't include the ult damage that comes before either. Like her enhanced skill straight up does more than Acheron's ult. So with the E2, she can do the enhanced skill twice and get action forwarded after using it. So she can then use the second enhanced skill faster. Like I don't think it doesn't matter how targeted and like an endgame boss is. When you're getting outdone by the Herda by like 7 to 9 cost, it doesn't really matter anymore. Like it shouldn't be that much of a difference when you have like a 8 cost difference and the Herda's doing better. And even then, like once again, that Legion boss still perfectly benefits Acheron just fine. The Herda has a slight advantage. A slight advantage. Legion boss has the same weakness and it's targeted towards AoE. And the Herda zero cycles it anyway, so she can't take advantage of the cycle buff. The only disadvantage Acheron has is Zhao Q won't get as many stacks quickly. But even then, it's still embarrassing, because if you get rid of that disadvantage, let's say Acheron zero cycles as well, it's still like a 7 cost difference for the same performance. And Herda is more comfortable. I mean, nothing Radius. They just go for a new comp. Like, eventually Acheron's going to fall off. Robin, maybe not, but... I'll check right now. I'll go on the video literally right now so I can tell you what they use for the Acheron team. So for the Herda, they used E2S1 the Herda, and then they used Gallagher, Remembrance MC, and Small Herda. A completely free-to-play team with E2S1 Herda. Or no, just E2 Herda. Sorry, no S1. I'm pretty sure. Wait, why isn't it showing the... Why aren't they showing the Acheron build? Hello? Oh, there we go. So they're using E2S1 Acheron, Aventurine with his Lycone, Jiaoqiu with his Lycone, and Robin with her Lycone. So there's actually no Eidolons. It's all have their signatures, and then Acheron is at E2S1. And then the rest are at E0, but with their premium Lycones. So it adds up to like 10 cost versus like 3 or 4 cost for the Herda. And the Herda completely fucking blitzes Acheron. Okay, Irokumata, come on. Come on. We're just lying at this point. We're just lying at this point. That light cone makes Robin get her ult faster. Like, come on. We're comparing we're comparing Acheron's best in slot teammates possible with their light cones to Gallagher, Small Herda, and Remembrance MC. Like, let's be a little more fair to the Herda team here, please. I think Robin's is mostly just for getting the ult quicker, and that's it. I don't think so, Sketch. Irokumata, what? Like, E2 Herda might be reachable for me. Yeah, E2 Herda is a really, really big jump in damage. If you can somehow, like, maybe if you have Sunday with the Lycone on your Herda team, because keep in mind, that Herda team versus that Acheron team, like, isn't with Sunday. Like, it's a completely free-to-play team using Gallagher, Remembrance MC, and the other one. So if you had Sunday and you could get skill point positivity, you probably wouldn't need what's it called? The Herda's Lycone, and you could just go for E2 without worrying about the Lycone and skill point problems. Oh yeah, that's one of the most broken comps I've seen, Mike. When you start to invest in Eidolons and Lycones for Lingshaw and Jade, like Lingshaw and Jade is one of the best combos in the entirety of the game for endgame. Oh really? And wait, what? You have Topaz's Lycone on Aventurine. How? Oh, do you mean Trend? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're talking about Trend. I thought you were talking about Topaz's signature. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Trend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Ling Shaw at higher Eidolons alongside Jade is legit like one of the strongest comps in the entirety of the game. Like I'm pretty sure one of the like I was watching Mr. Pokey Whale Wars and at one point it was like Rappa and then the other dude used Ling Shaw and Jade and did way way better than the Rappa against the Bandemic boss. Like a Ling Shaw Jade combo is incredibly fucking strong at high cost. I'm tempted to get E1 Jade, but I'm Link Shawless and I don't feel like pulling her. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, like another bad thing about Jade is like with Anoxa now being erudition, like he's Anoxa is also a sub DPS, like kind of similar to Jade. He'll probably do way more damage than Jade though, if I had to guess, at like E0S0 at least. So it's like we kind of gotta wait for like those Anoxa leaks. Like, is he really gonna be better than Jade overall for like a lot of teams, or is Jade gonna continue to be like the goat sub DPS slash support? The thing is though, Irokumata, they also didn't use the best like team for her for Herda either. Instead of small Herda, they could have used Serval. It would have been better on that boss or on that MOC. It would have been significantly easier to regen the Herda's energy. So they didn't even use like the best possible free to play team at all for Herda. Who even is Jade for apart from Blade? Literally anyone. Like anyone who can do like AoE damage, you can just slot Jade in, and then in APOC and Pure Fiction mostly, like they just completely shred. It wasn't a 5 cost Acheron team or Okumata. It was like 10. E2 S1 Acheron plus 3 other limited Lycones plus 3 other limited characters. That's 10 cost. Like, yeah, you could remove like 2 or 3 cost at max, as you were saying, to fully optimize it. And even then, it's still double the cost of the Herda team anyways. Also, the Herda doesn't have best in slot supports. That's another thing people don't consider. Like, we're using Q on the Acheron team, who is really the big game changer. Like, the second Tribi comes out, the Herda is going to be significantly better at lower cost. Not to mention Anoxa as well. Like, we're comparing the Herda without anywhere near a best in slot team to Acheron with, like, her most best in slot team possible. At double the cost. Why are you glazing the Herda? I don't want to pull for her. I mean, I'm just saying the truth. It's not glaze. Like, it's not glaze at all. Like, the Herda, like, my day will probably end up being stronger than the Herda. And then Castris will probably be stronger than both. Like, it's just natural. But, like, the Herda is just, like, miles, like, leagues ahead of Acheron at lower cost investment. And especially if you go, like, E0S0 free to play versus E0S0 free to play Acheron. Oh, my God. Like, E0S0 free to play Acheron is genuinely, like, a hellhole. Like, without Q, oh, my fucking God. Yes, Dark, a long time ago. 3.1 is Tribi. Tribi is her best in slot Harmony. 3.2 is Anoxa. Anoxa will probably be her best in slot Erudition. 3.3 is Hyacine. Hyacine will probably be her best in slot Sustain. So literally patch after patch after patch, there's going to be a new best in slot for the Herda team. Yeah, sugar. There's a massive difference in Eidolons with the 3.x DPS as compared to the 2.x ones. This is why I don't take um like some of these content creators like opinions seriously. Like one of the big like things that Mr. Pokey said to do was to vertical invest in a comp and like keep vertical investing in it if you felt like it was falling off. Like just keep vertical investing, right? But these days that's genuinely a shitty take. Horizontal investment is way better. Like you're able to cover more parts of the end game. You're able to match a lot more weaknesses. And all like newer characters just straight up have better Eidolons and Lycons. Like it's not even close. Maybe I'll be, maybe, but most likely yes. Anoxa was changed to Imaginary Erudition instead of Ice Nihility. Like if you told someone to vertically invest in Acheron, by now they probably would have gotten like an E2 Acheron. Maybe then they would have invested in Robin or Robin E1. Just to find out that the upcoming 3.x characters barely use Robin, and that a lot of the new DPS comps are just straight up stronger than an E2S1 Acheron team. Like, vertical investment is one of the worst things you can fucking do in fucking Honkai Star Rail. Because it's also less fun in the first place. Because you just have way less options for characters and teams if you vertical invest too. Like, that's another thing people don't think about. The only thing you should ever vertical invest in is like a support when they're actually like in meta. Like that's usually when it's best to vertical invest as a free to play or low spender. Like E1 Robin or like S1 Sunday or maybe even E1 S1 Sunday. Like that makes a lot more sense than going for like Robin currently. No, Iroku Mata, like pulling an Eidolon for Sunday is genuinely fine. Sunday's E1 is completely broken for literally any up and coming DPS for a long time. Even outside of summon, it's 16% defense shred for the character. But with a remembrance DPS, it's 40% defense shred on the memo sprite. Like that's the only E1 that's genuinely worth pulling for. That's genuinely like really broken. For free to play, it isn't. Like I'm saying, if you can get it, Irokumata, it is. Like 40% defense shred for a DPS that is already going to be doing like double the damage of the old 2.x ones. Like hello? Yeah, but as like half of the DPSs in 3.x are remembrance. Like Castress is literally remembrance. A lot of people are going to be using Sunday with their casters. Not to mention, a lot of people want to use Sunday anyways over Robin in like most teams. Like it doesn't matter even if Robin's E1 is better, because Sunday is still just a better overall buffer for all these upcoming DPSs. Iroku Mata, I'm talking about people skipping patches to be able to afford it. That's what I'm saying. Like because Sunday realistically is going to last the entirety of 3.x. It's entirely different investing into a Harmony that's going to last you like 1 or 2 years than investing in a DPS that you're going to replace in 6 months. Right? It makes a lot more sense like it's fine to like skip a patch or skip not pulling a DPS or a best in slot support so that you can like make another Harmony stronger for the upcoming meta. Like there's just way more value in that. Yeah, S1 is fine. I'm saying S1 is completely fine. But if you have the pulls for it and you plan to go for a Remembrance DPS, getting his E1 completely, like, it is a massive fucking buff for any remembrance DPS that mainly does summon damage. Cough, cough, casters. No, he isn't Hirokumata. Please just stop. Stop with the propaganda for these 2.x characters, please. Like, please just stop. Like, he's skill point neutral and overall has way better buffs than Sparkle does, even without his light cone. The only thing his light cone really changes is a skill point positivity. Not to mention that he has, what's it called, 20% energy on his ult, which just completely fucking blows Sparkle out of the water. Because Dill wants that fucking energy. And so do a lot of these upcoming DPSs. They're all like energy hungry. My Dill suffers a lot. I have both. He is. How? Like, how? It doesn't make any sense for Sparkle to be worse. Or for Sunday to be worse. Yeah, he also has a 20% crit rate passive. I'm pretty sure Sparkle's passive is like so much fucking worse than that. Like, all her passives, if I remember correctly, are attack percent, and like half of it is for mono quantum. Like 20% crit rate versus like a 30% attack buff on the passive. His buff also lasts longer, so you don't have to use his skill as much at E0S0. Like, his buff lasts, I think, like 3 turns. I think Sparkle's lasts like 2. Yeah, but Sunday doesn't have to spam his skill every turn, Hirokumata. While Sparkle does. Like, if you want to spam his skill literally every turn, yeah, he's SP negative. But like, the entire point of spamming his skill every turn is if you have the light cone. And plus, Sparkle is literally only 1 skill point positive after spamming her skill 3 times in a row for every 4 turns, 3 or 4 turns. Am I wrong, or does Sundays... Does it not last for 3 turns? It lasts 3 turns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I literally checked this like a few days ago. It lasts 3 turns. And I'm pretty sure Sparkle's last 2. Like, Sparkle has worse buffs, worse passive. The only advantage she has is 1 skill point for every 3 turns. And that's not including that Sunday's technically better because he can allow Dill to get his ult way faster than Sparkle can. And the ult is what matters because the ult saves Dill from spending like 2 skill points, I think, whenever he uses a triple skill point skill. So technically Sunday, like, I'm not sure. It's like incredibly close. At the minimum, it's close. Do you think My Day and Castris can be played on the same team? I don't think so, no. Castris's best in slot teammates are Remembrance MC and Sunday, and Remembrance MC and Sunday are like single target buffers. So no, because then My Day would be doing like fucking no damage. Let me see something. Okay, so Iroku Mata, I'm going on Reddit, and every single person is saying that they prefer E0 S0 Sunday over Sparkle. Like there isn't every single person is saying they've had a better time with E0 S0 Sunday than Sparkle. Oh my fucking god. E0 S1 Sunday is doing more for Dill than an E6 S1. Oh my fucking god. What the fuck? Is this light cone that much of a fucking difference? You found the video? Yeah, I looked it up. I looked up E0 S0 Sunday versus E0 S0 Sparkle for Dill. But the first thing that showed up was E0 S1 Sunday beating an E6 S1 Sparkle for Dill. Yeah, his light cone definitely is a big game changer. I feel like most people can get Sunday's light cone without an issue, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, we have like 2 or 3 patches until his rerun. Like, most people could get Sunday in his light cone. Unless you were incredibly unlucky. You'd have to go to 80 pity, lose on Sunday, go to 80 pity again, and then go to like max pity for the light cone. But if you skipped literally only like one patch, you'd probably be able to get E0S1 Sunday. You just have to go one patch without pulling. Okay, here we go. I'm going on the Dill Reddit. The Dill Reddit. These guys are unbiased. It's mostly just people shitting on Sunday. They think Sparkle has better buffs than Sunday. No, 100% Hirokumata, I'm aware. The action advance, I've said this before, if Sparkle had 100% action advance, her value would never be like anywhere near as bad as like how people talk about it. Oh, so Irokumata, what a lot of people are saying here is I'm not sure if you've tried this. They run speed boots on Dill to recover the issue with Sunday. So like sometimes they won't like they run speed boots on Dill to get more turns in a cycle, and they'll sometimes basic with him so that they can save more skill points and use their Sunday skill more often, allowing for bigger hits. I'm not sure if you tried that, but that's what a lot of people are saying. I'm not sure if that's better than Sparkle, but yeah, you're right. It's pretty close. Because they're saying the energy in the free crit rate and his damage bonus is like making up for like a lot of Sparkle, like her buffs being worse. And they're also recommending to run alongside Robin instead of like Sparkle. So that would also generate more skill points because the Robin ult would action advance and people would be able to just quickly basic or something. Yeah, but I use Huo. Oh, okay. That does make more sense. Huo does want to scale every fucking time she takes a turn. That makes more sense. But yeah, it does seem like there are some alternatives to make Sunday better than Sparkle, but I think in general you're right. Sparkle might be better at E0S0 for Dill. But I think like he's still better in most case scenarios for most comps. And then with the light cone, he's better in every case scenario. There's nothing wrong with that, Andrina. Huo is the best in slot sustain for Dill because of the energy regen. Yeah, I don't understand why standard unit has 100% AA, but Sparkle doesn't. Like, even the fact that Sparkle is skill point positive compared to Branya doesn't make up for the fact that she has 50% AA and she's limited. Can I sell my Sparkle for Sunday's S1? Nice, Cherry. I'm sure a lot of people wish they could. Yeah, exactly, tactical Chad. And because of the energy regen, the extra energy regen that Sunday gives, Dill gets his ult earlier, allowing him to do the next 3 skill point costs with only 1. Like, he gets his ult significantly more often with a Sunday. Trust my gacha luck and win 50-50? Yeah, Dill is like a hard skill point eater. Can I sell my blade for Sunday's E1? We all wish we could, man. We all wish we could. Everyone would trade a lot of 5 stars if they could. Like, I brought it up before, but like even though they'll never do it, it would be cool if you could trade like a limited for like 40 pulls. Like a limited you've pulled on before. It would make the fast power creep in this game like way less relevant. And people would actually pull for the light cones a lot more often. Like Wuwa has 100% rate on the weapon banner, and they have a separate currency for the weapon banner and they always give you some every patch. Like if they just did the same thing for Honkai Star Rail, which they won't, a lot more people would pull. But you can make up for it by like being able to trade old limiteds. I would never trade my Luocha. Nice, Ward. But yeah, I'd sell my E2S. Oh, wait, no. I'd sell my E3S4 Clara for a lot of pulls. Like a lot of pulls. Goodbye, yanking. Yeah, a lot of us would trade shit, bro. I'd get rid of my Seal, my Silver Wolf, Probably my Akron and her Eidolons and Lycone. You bet your ass I'm getting an E2 S1 Casters and an E1 S1 Sunday. Yeah. Oh my god, Leon. I swear, man. It's the curse of Clara. Alright, guys. I'm going to end the stream. A bit of a shorter stream. However, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. I never eat breakfast. I always only eat dinner. So, I hope you all have a good day. Thank you all for stopping by. 60 to 70 viewers lately on Wuwa is really good. I don't know how. I don't know why. But, hey, it's nice having you guys here. And yesterday, I hit like over 100 at one point on Honkai Star Rail for my first time. So, thank you all for the support. It's been amazing like the last few weeks. Love you all. Peace.